All right, the number is 713-390-KRBE. That's 713-390-5723. How did you catch your cheater? I know we've had people leave calls on the listener line about it.
Well, look, for a lot of people who've never heard us do this segment, this is a way for you to learn how people actually can get busted through technology or whatever. And we asked the question if it happened to you in both scenarios. Like, are you the cheater that got busted and this is how your person found out and you were like, oh my God, I had no idea? Or are you the one that got cheated on and you're like, oh God, the idiot.
I can't believe he did that.
Sometimes by sharing your experience, you can help somebody else out that's listening that maybe they're going through the same
But we need you
thing.
to call in to do that.
Right now,
And the number is?
713-390-KRBE.
That's right, 5723 on your phone. I think that a lot of Apple Watches being synced to cell phones are probably the top way we've learned in the last couple of years. People leave their Apple Watch on the charger, let's say on the nightstand, and then they're in the bathroom on the cell phone having a text conversation.
A lot of mirrored devices.
You think like 1897, like he found the letter by her, he's writing with the lantern right next door, and he was writing a letter to Beatrice, how much he loves her, about to go off to war.
Yeah, it was probably harder to meet people to cheat with back then, but they didn't have the technology to get caught either.
Yeah, I think cheating.
It's always existed, but I
always
think
been
it
around.
probably exists a lot more
Wasn't
now
it the
because of
scuttlebutt of the
technology.
town? The town was real small, and somebody saw somebody with somebody's, person.
Also, what else did they have to do? Pick crops and bang.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Yeah, there's no cable.
That's why they all had like 14
No
kids.
Instagram
they
or
could have
anything.
future
Yeah,
farmers.
good point. Now, earlier we were talking about we were doing this, and people started texting how they were getting cheated on, and I had Ahmad call some of them and record them.
We shifted some to the listener line as well.
So we could play some of those.
All right, here's the first one.
My ex-husband, we lived in Dallas. So the first time I caught him cheating was through email. He was looking for a job, and he wanted me to help him with the resume and all that jazz. And so I'm going through the emails and found, a message to this chick that he was cheating on me with. I moved here to Houston, and then he was like, oh, let's work this out. We've invested 7 years. We have a kid. So I went back to Dallas, and I go to his restroom to try to find something, and then there's a woman's overnight bag. And then I started looking at his credit card receipts, and there's like dinners and all of these things. Found a phone bill, found a number. I called one of the numbers and asked to speak to him. The woman answered, and she was like, he doesn't live here. You have the wrong number. Then he calls me really angrily, like, how did you get this number? Why are you calling such and such? And that was just the first lady. Then I saw picture books from my daughter with somebody else's name on it, like, to my daughter from such and such, can't wait for us to develop a friendship. And I'm like, well, who the hell is this? And my daughter recognized the name, and she was like, oh, that's my daddy's friend. Turns out she's going through cancer treatment.
No.
She had some other chick, plus this lady who was also going through cancer. Like, he was taking her to treatment, helping her out at the gym when she wanted to exercise. They didn't know he was married or we were separated. He told both of them that I'm his crazy baby mama who took his daughter and ran off to another city.
Wow.
No.
Well, this guy was a serial cheater.
Whoa.
He begs her to come back to Dallas. She comes to Houston to start a new life.
Lame.
He begs her to come back, and she's like, immediately finds out that this dude has been cheating all over the place with a woman
my
that's in a relationship with a woman that's got cancer, taking her to treatment. That is messed up.
And I wonder if that lady even had... That lady
Any
definitely
idea?
didn't
No,
know
they had
he
no
was-
idea that she existed.
She's getting cheated on, too. Okay, let's go to Lori on the line at 713-390-KRBE. It's How'd You Catch Your Cheater? Lori's going to tell us her story. Good morning, Lori.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Hey, Lori, we're fine. So how'd you catch your cheater?
Well, actually, my husband was acting very weird, and I knew something was up because coming home late, and saying that he had to work on the weekends, and which has never happened. So what I did is I bought a tracker for his truck.
Oh,
girl.
You invested.
I love that.
And what did you find out, Lori?
Yeah, well, I put this trucker. I told him that there was a recall on his truck. So I took it home, and he went to work on my car. And what happened was I came home, I installed it myself. I was so smart.
Look at you.
Pat on the back on that one, honey.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to do that. Wow.
So you put the
installed the
spyware
tracker on his truck.
On his truck.
Well, I followed him. I didn't have to go nowhere or waste my time or my gas or anything, so I was looking at it on my computer, right?
Wow. Okay.
And I followed him everywhere he was going, and I called him up, and I said, so where are you? Oh, I'm at this address. He was like somewhere else that I knew, but it was a lie because he was on a different side of town.
Where was
and
he
I
going?
Said, so he was going on 290 in Houston, and I said, but where are you going? And he's like, oh, I'm over here off of 45. And I said, really? Really? So why are you going on 290? And he started like, you're lying. You just want to make me be the bad guy, blah, blah, you know.
Turn it around.
And then I said, okay, so why are you taking 610? And then he just kept like, you know, acting like I was the bad guy. And then
God.
finally, because he was coming from 290, this was apartments that had a gate, so I couldn't figure it out. Who was he messing with? So I waited.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to tell him so many things, but I waited. So what I did, his phone, I had barely changed it under my name.
Yeah.
So what I did was I reported the phone stolen, and they sent me a new one, and I connected it with the same number.
Oh my God, you are
And-
my God, you're so smart.
This is really good.
How
This is
did
really
you do
good.
that?
So invested.
Okay.
Holy
So-
smokes, you reported the phone stolen and then you linked it with what now?
Okay, so I called the company, and I said, I need to know where my son's been going, which I don't have one, you know. So I said, okay, I need to find out the numbers for 3 months behind, and I just need to know the record of it, the call. And they did send, no problem, we'll send them to you to the computer, blah, blah, blah. And there was this number over and over and over, of course. He was cheating. Lunchtime, he wouldn't call me anymore. Well, that number appeared a million times. Lunchtime.
Who was the girl?
Afternoon.
Yeah, who was she?
Well, I try to tell him to please tell me if you're messing around because we never had kids. He's never been a father. And he's, no, I don't want any kids. And I said, because I'm older than you, so I can't have any kids. So that's why we got married. We've been married for 17 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I called the number. She answered. And I said, hello, who's this? And she hung up. I guess I don't know.
So she was aware of you then.
So what?
Was she
I
like a
think
double
so.
life wife, or what was her story?
Well, she knew he was married. She knew he was married. And so I called her again, and I said, are you messing with my husband? Are you going out with my husband?
Yeah.
And she hung up again, and then she started saying, and then she sent me this huge text. Yes, I've been going out with him for 3 years.
3 years.
And we have a child that's a year old. And I said,
No.
God.
Oh my
Your
gosh.
husband fathered another child.
After he said he didn't want kids.
And he didn't want any kids.
Whoa.
So my jaw just dropped. I mean, I
Yeah.
just didn't know what to do. I was crying, and I said, no, I'm going to confront him. So what I did, I knew the truck was under my name that he was driving to work.
Here we go.
And I had told him, you know what? You put that truck under your name because he was doing stuff, fishy stuff that I just didn't think he was right. And I went to his job, and I said, give me the keys to the truck. That's my truck, And he's like, no, but why? It's mine. And I said, why are you cheating on me? And he's like, I'm not cheating on you. Oh, really? And then I started explaining to him, your mistress or your lover or whatever, you're messing around with her. You have a child. And to top it all off, my mother-in-law, everybody knew about this situation.
Oh, that's the most painful thing.
Oh yeah, you feel like
So they were all
Holy
covering.
smokes.
His mom
They're like,
knew.
look at our grandbaby. We're so excited. Look at our grandbaby. Meantime, he's married for 17 years to Lori. Holy smokes. From tracking the truck to getting the phone to figuring out that the mistress has a baby with him for 3 years. Oh my goodness, Lori. Wow. How did you catch your cheater for real?
Yeah.
71339
Did
KRBE.
everything.
Lori, thank you for calling our show.
Wow.
Ray is standing by to tell the story next. Hi, Ray. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Ray.
Hey.
Can you explain
So
how
give
you
us the
caught your
story.
cheater?
So I was literally asleep, and I had a dream about it.
Oh, you had a
And
premonition?
a few days later,
Like a premonition?
I guess I call it a dream. I guess so.
She was sleeping in a dream about it. Oh, man.
Yeah, I was asleep. Like, I was in dead sleep. And I woke up, and I told him, I was like, I had a dream you cheating or whatever. Of course, he was like, no. So, like, a few days later, we went out after the club. He was like, oh, I'm going to the after hours. And I'm like, okay. But something was like, go to the apartments you saw or whatever, because I remembered, like, the area. And I went, and his car was out there. And I was like, oh, well, come outside or whatever. And then, of course, the girl was trying to act like, no, that's just my friend. It was nothing. I'm like, you gonna lie to him or whatever.
Wait, you're
And
talking
then,
about
okay.
after hour. Hold on, let me go through the chronology here. You're saying that y'all had gone out, and when he said he wants to go to an after hours club, you were like, okay, I'm gonna go home. But then you
Yes.
followed him, and he went to a girl's house instead of the after
I
hours
didn't
club.
follow him. No, I didn't follow him. Like,
How'd you find
he
him
went
then?
I remembered the apartments.
In
I
the
had seen those
dream.
apartments before
From the dream?
from my dream. Yes.
Wow.
You're kidding me.
That is
Yes.
weird.
So
I
you must have
always-
already
I tell
had
people-
some intuition that there was some girl in the for you to dream about that.
If you had a dream of some
right?
apartment, is the complex near your house or where you lived? I mean, how do you
No,
have a dream
it's
about a
just-
complex?
Because it's like I drive by it. I've driven by the complex before, like a lot. And
Wow.
I always had stuff like thoughts in my head, like, oh, he's probably doing something. But I always tell everybody, I'm like, I don't have to go search for your phone. I don't have to go hunt you down. It's going to come to me. I'm going to be at home and it's going to come to me. So that was that was one of the times. Mind you, this was like 10 years ago. I'm not with this person no more. And the second time, again, I was at home. I was asleep. His phone called me. Well, his phone called me like 3 times back to back while he was having sex with somebody else.
No,
He butt dialed?
How long were y'all together? Were y'all married or just
God.
dating? And how long
No,
were y'all
we
together?
were just dating. We
Yeah.
were just dating,
Wait,
and we dated for
Did you
about,
hang
like,
up right away, or did you listen to them while they were doing it?
So the first time I hung up, and then the second time I called back, and I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm trying to listen. I'm like, hello. So I hang up again. The third time he called back, and I was like, okay. So, like, I let it
kept
go. I
answering?
hung up. Huh?
They kept answering.
I kept answering. Yes, I kept answering because I'm just like, I'm so mad. And I'm like, I want him to hear me. Like, I know he hear me screaming in his phone.
Oh, my God. You pick up the phone right now.
Yes.
Did he ever hear you?
No, he never heard me. So, like, a few minutes later, he called me. Like, nothing was wrong or whatever.
no.
Like, he didn't know.
Gosh.
And I was just like, oh, come over. And I think he figured, like, something was wrong because I kept persisting for him to come over. So he didn't come at that time, and I'm glad he didn't because I probably would have killed him.
Oh, my
or whatever,
God.
'cause that's how hurt I was. So, yeah, that was my time.
You're the dream catcher.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, and I be
Dream
sitting there,
catcher.
Eric
like,
hates
I'm not
dream
the
talk, but
person.
that one's real.
Yeah, I don't like dream talk, but that was a good dream.
Yeah.
I'll give
And
it
real
up.
quick, Ray, how long did you say y'all have been dating? Because you didn't get to tell us how long were you with him before you found all this out?
Well, we were dating for 2 years on and off,
Wow.
but like the whole 2 years, it was like a lot of BS. He was like this popular guy, and all the girls wanted him. And then the thing was, he had like just got out of jail, and so he kind of like
Okay,
was
that's a
messing with
whole
everybody.
other topic, honey. That
All
is
the
a
girls
whole
want him. He's
other
a catch.
topic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Tell
But
me
that
you
was
are not
like
with him
over-
still.
Now she's with someone new,
I know.
Oh
right?
no,
Somebody.
ma'am! I was young
Yeah.
and dumb. Like that was my early 20s, and that was like.
If I was your new
12.
man, though, I'd be worried. Like every time you wake up, I'd be like, "Oh, what'd your dream say today?
You're like, tell me about your dreams last
Please
night.
tell me." I didn't do
Wow,
Hey,
Ray.
real quick, what was he in jail for?
I think at the time, I don't even know because it was before me. Like,
Uh-huh.
but I want to say it's probably like a drug charge or something like that, whatever, like possession or something like that.
Okay.
You
But
can kill
no,
a
my
guy or
new
something.
man is like awesome. Like he is the best ever.
Well, I'm
So
glad to hear
yeah.
that.
Good for you.
Wow.
Good.